So what you're saying is...
What I'm saying is that a lot of Filipinas would rather want to have a partner who's a lot older than them.
How much older?
Like 10, 15 to 20 years older.
Really?
Because, you know, a lot of Filipinas think that maturity comes with age.
You don't think about what you're going to look like naked?
You know, the sex thing is not the primary reason why you're looking for a relationship. Really? You want companionship and you want to be with someone.
I'm just saying, when I think about a 55-year-old woman, I think about what she's going to look like naked. And it is not a pretty picture. So,
but anyway, men think differently than women,
we definitely
obviously.
Think different. What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Rich Abroad. I'm your host, Richie Rich.
And this is Chang.
If you're a man from the West or from any other country in the world and you're chatting with a Filipina, dating one online, or you're just fascinated with the idea that maybe you might do something like that in the future, then today, this video is just for you.
That's right.
So let me get real for just a second. Between culture, language, and, well, the internet, there's a lot of misconceptions floating around out there. Some are funny, some are frustrating, and other ones are just plain weird. Today, we're busting out the 20 biggest misconceptions that Filipinos have for us.
And foreigners have for Filipinas.
You got that right.
But before we do, don't forget to hit the like, to subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get updated on our latest videos.
Hit the like button, people.
Yeah. Hit the thumbs up.
Like the video.
Give us one. You have two.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
But listen, leave your comments below because you know we always read them.
And we love to respond. And stay tuned to the end of the video because, you know, with this kind of video, we have a lot of bloopers.
All right, Chang, kick the intro. Let's get into this video. Going by trike. Here we go. All right, Chang, so ladies first, what are some of the biggest myths that Filipinos believe about foreign men?
I think the first thing that Filipinos believe, this, like my personal misconception is that foreigners would want to bring their Filipinas back to their home country.
Maybe in the past a lot of guys did, but I think in the last 5 years, there's been a renaissance, and I think a lot more guys are wanting to come to the Philippines to retire.
I think that's one of the fear of some Filipinas that, you know, they don't want to be in a relationship with a foreign guy because they will be moving out of their home country. So, yeah. In
your opinion, do you think most Filipinos want to leave the Philippines and go live in a foreign country?
I think for the most part, a lot of Filipinas would rather stay here in the Philippines than go abroad or live abroad.
I mean, there's definitely a large enough group of women who would love to leave the Philippines and go to another country. But in my experience, one of the things I've learned, most of the women in the Philippines that I've talked to, they'd rather stay here.
So what about you? What are the misconceptions that you have with Filipinas or the Philippines?
I'll start with a good one. One of the misconceptions, I think, is that all the Filipinos here speak good English.
What about it? Is it just an expectation or it's the reality?
It's not a reality. Yeah, it's not a reality.
So a lot of times, Filipinos know how to speak English, but they're not confident in speaking it. So also they would understand English, but they're very shy in responding to English. So I think 5 to 10 years ago, Filipinos speaks very good English. But nowadays, I think unfortunately, a lot of times, more and more Filipinos are very hesitant to speak English because they're not confident and they really don't know how to speak English.
Okay. All right. My experience is that you can go, I mean, there are a lot of Filipinos who speak pretty good English. And most of them will understand you when you speak English. But when it comes to them speaking, it's going to be a whole different ballgame when it comes to them speaking English back to you.
So the next thing is that Filipinas expect foreign men to be extraordinary or exceptionally wild in bed. I thought that way before, but...
What does wild in bed mean?
wild in bed is that you're going to do the handcuffs, like 50 shades. 50 Shades of Grey wild. So Filipinas expect foreigners to be dominant. And I thought that, like dominant, that it's your way or the highway.
I always ask your opinion. Ask your opinion on a whole bunch of stuff. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then I'll make a decision based on what you tell me and based on my experience and what I think. But as far as being dominant, I'm definitely dominant.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but it's not because in my thinking before, I thought that, do this. I'm just going to.
It doesn't need to be like that.
Yeah. So I thought before that it's like that.
Okay.
But yeah, you proved me wrong.
Okay.
So another misconception that I have is that foreigners don't like social media. I think somehow it's a little misconception and at the same time reality, because based on the foreigners that I've talked to, they don't really like social media. I don't know. How about you?
I don't think it's that we don't like social media. A lot of social media is geared towards women. How many foreign women do you know?
Nah.
Exactly, right? So you meet foreign men, or you know foreign men, and I think a lot of guys don't care about social media. What do I need some stranger's validation for?
You're goddamn right.
Right? I don't need some stranger's validation that I don't even know. So I think, I just think it's just not something that a lot of foreign guys care about as much as a lot of women do.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, your turn.
Yeah. Here's a great misconception that I had about Filipinas here in the Philippines, is that all of them are skinny.
Yeah. Not anymore.
No, there's some high-calorie women here in the Philippines now. It used to be. I think the first time I went to the Philippines, I think it was 2011 or 2012. And I don't remember seeing any big girls. I don't remember seeing overweight women, or I really don't remember seeing women like that. Now they are everywhere.
Yeah. Like everywhere you look, there's one or two.
No, there's more than one or two. Yeah. Okay. Out of 10 women, how many of them are obese or overweight? Like 50%.
Yeah, I think, or maybe 4 to 5.
Maybe here in Manila is different, right? Because if you go to smaller cities or provinces, they're still kind of skinny, right? But overall, I think in Manila, I would say 4 to 5 women.
Yeah.
4 to 5 women are going to be overweight. So that's still a big population.
That's rice and sugar and convenience.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So another misconception that I have is that foreigners are high maintenance and they need to be served all the time. And yeah, you proved me wrong again.
High maintenance?
Yeah. Foreigners.
What is high maintenance?
High maintenance is like you have like a specific brand for everything. Only stuff that came from America or the US. And also you need to be served all the time. We can
serve me all the time?
No.
Who cooks for who more?
Now?
When did you ever cook more for me than I cook for you? Who cooks breakfast?
You.
Who cooks lunch?
You.
Sometimes you cook dinner, but high maintenance. Come on, cook. Stop with all that. Yeah.
You're not high maintenance because you can eat. I can serve you anything and you'll eat that. Except of course that I let you try something for the first time and then you said don't cook this again.
Yeah, don't cook that madness again.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah.
I'll bring that crazy.
Yeah. But I think for the most part, you're not high maintenance, and at the same time, you don't want me to serve you all the time. But when I'm here and you already cooked, I try my best to be like Johnny on the spot. Like
you do. You give me something to drink. You take good care of me. I'm not complaining.
I'm just
pretty good about taking care of my needs when I'm here, taking care of all of my needs.
Yeah.
So I'm not complaining.
But anyway, I appreciate you cooking for me. But because you said when we work together, you cook for me, you feed me. Stuffing.
Oh, yum.
You get fed.
Yeah.
Right.
I get full.
Okay, yeah, exactly. The next one of my misconceptions was that I heard and read that Filipinas were like super jealous.
Super
Jealous people. Jealous. People.
Jealous. Oh.
Yeah.
Why are you looking sideways like that? Am I super jealous?
No, not you, but
I'm sorry, it's just that's like my worst fear.
But would you not agree that you're kind of the exception? I would think you're the exception. Yeah.
I think that's a definite reality here in the Philippines.
Why is that? Why are you guys so jealous? Why are you guys so jealous?
I think because of what's happening around you. You witness that there's a lot of cheating and all that. You know, you have trust issues.
That makes sense. But I think that makes a lot of sense because it's not like there's a whole bunch of... but also, do you think it's because you guys understand your culture and you know that other women are always looking, are always after your man?
Yeah, and that too. Because you know your own kind, that when there's an opportunity, another woman will try to sneak in the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Another misconception is that it's difficult to communicate with foreign men because of the language and the culture. I think for you, maybe a misconception
Not
for me,
difficult
but
for me to communicate.
yeah, but to be honest, you made it easier for me to communicate, because when I'm having a hard time expressing what's on my mind or what I'm trying to say, you try to break it down and translate it in such a way that I would understand it easier.
So the next one I think is an absolute misnomer because you've heard it so many times. Filipino women are submissive.
So I think it's not. I don't think they're not. I don't think a lot of them are, but there are still submissive women. But I think the word that we're looking for here is agreeable.
Agreeable or cooperative? I'll say yes. Submissive? Nah, son.
I'm submissive?
Yeah, people in our audience think you're submissive, right?
Nah. We have conversations that, but I think that's also a good thing, where you give me a space where I can share or voice out my opinions. And also it's a subtle way of just hearing me out. And then my way is going to something like that. Yeah,
I'll listen to you. And as far as you're not submissive. Yeah. let's just keep it real. And keep it simple and real. You're not submissive.
But I'll take agreeable and
you're
cooperative.
definitely agreeable. You're definitely cooperative. Because we understand there's only two of us. We're not voting, and one of us hasn't made the decision, and we understand which one of us that's going to be for the most part. Not always, but for the most part. But, but you're definitely agreeable. But as far as being submissive and you doing what you're told, and you're agreeable. You're agreeable.
Getting better, huh?
No, you're
being
agreeable.
submissive.
Our boundaries, we both understand. We stay in our lanes.
Yeah. So maybe I'm usually. Yeah, I'm just happy now that I'm the person who'll say, I second the motion.
Yeah.
Just be quiet when you need to. And just smile.
Yeah,
You're crazy.
Sometimes it's just better to smile.
Yeah, just smile.
Right.
So I think another misconception is that Filipinos often think that all foreigners are rich.
I'm rich, bitch!
Rich.
I'm rich!
But for the most part,
I'm rich.
a lot of Filipinos think that all foreigners who come here are rich.
What is rich? By you guys' definition, how do you guys define rich?
Like, for example, when you live in a condo, you're already considered rich here in the Philippines.
Word?
Yes. So,
Okay.
You're rich. He lives in a condo.
Okay.
So that's rich to us already. But to be honest, in comparison to the standards that we have here, what you have is fairly rich compared to what normal people have here, or average people here.
Right. I got you. Okay. Well, we're not all rich. Obviously, we ain't all rich. I think probably the average foreigner that comes over here is doing better than the average Filipino.
Yes, that's
over here. So So we might have an advantage, a financial advantage, but I don't think I think 90% of the foreigners that come here are far from rich. Yeah. So my next one is something that, I mean, to be honest, I didn't really know anything about when I came to the Philippines. I had no idea about the whole age gap thing. A big misconception I had was that there wasn't an age gap thing. It was just like the U.S., where women date a guy that's 2 to 5 years older than her. That's about it.
Yeah, but here, there's, especially with foreign men, there's a lot of age gap relationships here. That's it.
The one time I need you to talk more, you ain't got a damn thing to say. Right. So what you're saying is...
What I'm saying is that a lot of Filipinas would rather want to have a partner who's a lot older than them.
How much older?
Like 10, 15 to 20 years older.
Really?
Because, you know, a lot of Filipinas think that maturity comes with age.
You don't think about what you're going to look like naked?
You know, the sex thing is not the primary reason why you're looking for a relationship. You want companionship and you want to be with someone.
I'm just saying, when I think about a 55-year-old woman, I think about what she's going to look like naked. And it is not a pretty picture. And for the most part, it's not a pretty picture. That's all I got to say.
But anyway, men think differently than women,
we definitely
obviously.
think different.
Okay.
One of the common misconceptions I had...
is it a misconception?
Yeah, I don't know if this is a misconception, man. Because is that it's noisy in the Philippines. And y'all, let me tell you, if you come from the big city, you're going to be okay. Because look, it's not a misconception. It's noisy as hell.
Yeah.
There's going to be dogs barking. There's going to be people doing karaoke, roosters crowing, tricycles, the jeepneys, people talking loud. Staff workers are being loud outside your condo. Construction it's loud here. It's not a misconception.
Yeah,
next.
It's true.
Yeah, next. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing, one of my it's not a worry, but something to think about is, so when I have a relationship with a foreign guy, I think one of the most difficult things is to find their food. You know, find your food, because I think that you know, your food, it's hard to find the food that you eat here in the Philippines.
Why is it hard to find?
Because my thought process is that, I should find imported stuff, or from the things that can be bought only in the US.
Eat something more than chicken and rice?
Yeah. I don't worry about it anymore, because we have like groceries, like a local Costco or Walmart here, where you can shop.
You can get anything, right?
Yeah. You can get anything or order online.
And how often you have to go there for me?
Huh?
How often you have to go there
Not
for
really,
me?
because I order online.
Yeah, you can get all that stuff.
Yeah, all your stuff online.
I just need tapatio.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Okay. All right. This is definitely a misconception. And I think a lot of people think this because of TV, because of a whole bunch of different stuff on social media. I think a lot of people have this misconception that Filipinos just want a green card.
Yeah. They all want to go to the US, but we talked about this earlier, that not a lot of Filipinos, when you talk to them, where do you prefer to live? They would rather stay here in the Philippines.
I think so too. But I also think it has a lot to do with education. I really think it has a lot to do with education, because I think the Filipinos that are highly educated, that speak very good English, I think they're more apt to wanting to go to the US because they feel like they'll fit in a lot easier. But the ones who don't speak good English, maybe they feel like they're going to miss home, the social aspect, and going to have a hard time with the language barrier and communicating. Yeah. So it depends on the Filipino. It really does. So,
but again, there are other Filipinos who are highly educated but still want to live here.
They want to stay here. The majority of the Filipinos I've met, when I ask them, because I ask a lot of questions that I met, they say they would much rather stay here in the Philippines because their friends or their family are here.
Yeah.
So I do think that's a misconception. There's always going to be people who are willing to follow their man and go to another country. But I do think the mass majority of the Filipinos I know and that I've met would rather stay here in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's right. Another misconception is that I thought foreigners can't keep up with the weather here in the Philippines.
What?
You cannot keep up. You know, it's too hot for you. It's too. You always complain about it's too hot in the Philippines.
You ever heard of Texas?
Huh?
You ever heard of Texas?
I heard of Texas.
You ever heard of Arizona?
I heard of.
You ever
It's
heard
too
of
hot
Florida?
in there. Yeah, it's the.
Yeah.
So I thought, because in our minds, as Filipinos, we thought that the US is just snow, cold, Yeah. A lot of Filipinos think that when you say USA, Canada, it's all snow and cold. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot in Texas.
Yes.
And it's hot in Georgia.
Florida.
It's hot in Florida.
That's
It's
right.
hot in the South.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the weather's a big problem. I mean, maybe for people who come from the northern part of the United States.
Yeah. Alaska.
Yeah, or from Alaska. Yeah. But for the most part, and I don't even like hot weather, but I just get, but I'm used to it. But I don't come out during the daytime.
Yeah, and you have your AC.
Yeah, and I got the AC full blast, so it don't really faze me. But I don't think that's a big problem for most American people that come here. I really don't. Yeah. All right, and finally, a misconception that I had is that that you could come here and you could give people constructive criticism or positive feedback, and they would appreciate it.
No. No. So a lot of times when you give criticisms, whether it's Filipino or Filipina, they take it personally. They take it against you, that you're attacking them, something like that.
They take it serious.
They take it seriously.
I mean, if you're from the U.S. or if you're from the West, we give feedback. I like this, but maybe you could try that. Or if you don't say yes, you're awesome, go, you're the best. If you say anything but that, people are going to be seriously butthurt if you give them any kind of constructive criticism, no matter how constructive it is here. I'm just here to tell you, if it is not absolutely positive feedback, people get their feelings hurt here.
Yes.
I mean, really hurt. So be aware of that. Be advised when you think you want to give her some criticism, you need to choose your words super carefully. Or people here don't do the whole constructive criticism and the whole positive feedback thing. They don't do that very well here.
Yeah, they put it in there. They take it to heart. They take it to mind. They'll remember you. I'm not gonna mess up with you.
Yeah. we kind of
before. I think I would say that I did up till now. I mean, I think I'm getting better.
First year, we had some serious issues.
Yes. Most of the time, oftentimes I cry. But now I think I'm getting better at having thick skin in receiving criticisms, because I know it will be good for me.
It's always good for you.
Yeah.
People are trying to help you get better. I mean, if it's not constructive, that's totally different. But if someone's giving you constructive criticism, they're choosing their words carefully, they're telling you how you can do something that'll give you a better result, why not listen? But they have a hard time with that here. Believe that.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. 20 misconceptions that can add a lot of problems and cause a lot of confusion in the love world between Filipinas and that foreign dude here in the Philippines.
But the good news is, once you get past the myths and start communicating, amazing things will happen.
So, if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. If you watched it this long, come on, man. You must have liked it.
Yeah.
Hook a brother up. Subscribe and drop your comments below. You know we always read them, and we love to respond. Let us know what's the funniest, most surprising misconception you had about the people or the culture here in the Philippines.
Yes, let us know what you think. Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, love doesn't care where you're from, but it does care if you listen.
Boom. Okay, you ready to rock?
Ready to rock and roll.
Not rocking and rolling.
Oh, I know.
Said you ready to rock.
You're ready to rock. I'm ready to rock. How do I say it?
But listen, leave your comments below because you know we always. But listen, leave your comments below because you know we always read them.
And we love to.
We can do it together.
Okay.
I'll do it again.
All right.
But listen, leave your comments below because you know we always read them.
And we love to respond. I don't know which one to week. That's all right.
You all right?
Yeah.
You be okay? All right.
So I think one of the common misconceptions.
Hey.
Sorry, loud enough?
God
Too
damn.
loud? Sorry.
I am not. I'm gonna be deaf. I ain't deaf now, but I'm about to be deaf.
Sorry.
Could you? Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, let's go.
Okay,
Come on.
so I think another misconception.
One of the common misconceptions is, damn. Ooh.
Sorry.
And you right in my ear too.
Oh, sorry. Okay, ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, but here there's, especially with foreign men,
Right.
there's a lot of age gap relationships here. That's it.
The one time I need you to talk more, you ain't got a damn thing to say. Right. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you.
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
YouTube always says the best way to help our channel grow is to watch another one of our videos right after this one. So if you like this video, we got a whole bunch of other videos that are just as good, if not better. So check those out too. I'm Richie Rich for Richie Rich Abroad.
And this is Cheng.
Deuces.
We're out.